Getting ready for the holidays. The holidays is coming up. Hey, everybody. It is a good Monday, y'all. It's a good Monday. We wasn't here last week, but we here this week. Um, if you didn't miss last week's show, I didn't do no last week's show, so hopefully you had tuned in to Public Enemies to get caught up with the Continental Classic because we're gonna get to it this week. But what happened last week, not so much as what happened the week prior, and that I'm not doing all of that. So I hope that you tuned in to the new schedule for Public Enemies, which is on Thursday. Okay, so give people time to get into the live chat. It is a brand new Monday. We're getting closer to the awards. So, like I said, I'm not doing any Dynamite reviews, Collision reviews. I'm just strictly reviewing the Continental Classic. And then, of course, getting ready for the awards. And then getting some time to myself to get ready for the new year so I can give you guys another good season. So, I just want to let y'all know, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. We beat them Birds yesterday. It was lovely in the all white ices. The white ices. So yeah, shout out to us. Um, a lot of things happened this weekend. It was a lot going on. While I was gone, I did see my Beyonce and movies, The Renaissance. Shout out to Beyonce. I mentioned it in the comment in the chats, Banks versus Davis or whatever, and they didn't want to talk about it. So while people are getting in, I'm gonna give my little time to talk about Beyonce. Beyonce, she just never ceases to amaze me. That is my fave. That is the Holy Mother. That is Queen. The Renaissance was a great movie. I don't trust a single woman that's not a Beyonce fan. I don't trust y'all. It's in the Bible. Like it's if thou don't trust Beyonce, you can't trust her. So, but yeah. So shout out to the Queen, Beyonce. Great movie. She's very creative, hardworking woman in the business, the entertainer. Shout out to Texas. So yes. Um. Yeah, so we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna jump right into it. We're gonna get into so today, this week, like I said previously, we're gonna get into the Continental Classic Tournament. Of course, we're gonna get into some women business, and then our main topic for today, of course, we're gonna get ready for the All Elite Peaks Awards, which is the next weekend. Not next weekend, I'm sorry, next Monday, the 18th, this next week. We're just gonna do a countdown. You always want to have your countdowns before every award show. Like you see we used to get them like at BT and MTV. We used to get stuff like that. So we're getting to it now. Hey, Sean, we're going to get into it. So let's start off with, of course, the Continental Classic. We're going to catch up on Dynamite's Continental Classic. It was Jon Moxley versus Roosh. Very, 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 it was rough. It was rough. Like Roosh wrestles like he forgets it's wrestling, and we love it. He's a tough fighter. He's tough to get in the ring with. If you wrestle Roosh, you are tough. Like you are legit, because people will legit, like, it's known like not in history, but in the past promotions that he's wrestled in, they will go to the promoters, say, I do not want to wrestle against him. Please don't put me against the ring with this man. He's just like his father. He's just like his father, Ebatiste. So yeah, but it was a great, combat. And then Moxley picked up his 9 points. He ends up winning against Roosh. He put Roosh in a lock, and ref called the match. Ref said Roosh was out, but Roosh immediately gained back consciousness and saying that he wasn't out, saying he was still ready to go. So that might brew into something even outside the Continental Classic, because like we saw previously, Roosh cut a promo. Like he's basically letting it on. It's not over with us. I'm just letting you know that right now. It's not over. So I wouldn't be surprised in 2024 we start seeing like a feud between Roosh and Moxley. We might see that, okay? So yeah, so Moxley picked up his 9 points. We're moving on to the next one. It was Swerve Strickland versus Mark Briscoe. Another great match, probably one of my favorites from the Continental Classic tournament so far. Well, not so far, but probably my second favorite. Because I did enjoy him and Jay White too. But this match was of course one of my favorites for Dynamite that night. Chemistry, it was tough. You know, you saw all different styles. You saw ROH in this match. This was like a ROH type of match in AEW, and I enjoyed it a lot. Now Mark Briscoe, he really needed this win, but unfortunately he came up short, and he is the first to be eliminated as far as being in the finals. So that doesn't mean that he's no longer in the tournament. That means he's just no longer qualified for the finals. He's like out. So he can, like I had said, show 2 weeks ago, I put him as an underdog, but I also knew he was probably going to be one of those, that can get somebody from winning. Like he is one of those, like the blockage, because you need the blockage in the tournament that makes the turn, pulls off the upsets or pulls off the mishaps from, who you have predicting to win. So he's still in. He can still get a win. He can mess it up for somebody. So you need those people, the blockage in the tournament. Yes, I said that, the blockage. So Swerve picked up his 9 points, and Mark Briscoe is the first to get eliminated as far as winning the finals. So he has 0 points so far. And then, of course, the third match that was in Dynamite's tournament for the Continental Classic on the gold team, it was Jay Lethal versus Jay White. This match was kind of fun with the crowd-wise because they was both saying, "Let's go, Jay. Jay, you suck. Let's go, Jay. Jay, you suck." And it was a fun exchange between the crowds. Now you did like Jay White, he has been in ROH before. And Jay Lethal is the heart and soul of ROH. So you saw a bit of ROH as well in this match too. ROH and a hint of New Japan. So because Jay Lethal is a great adapter to all wrestling styles. So he's not a bad wrestler. He's just, as people say, boring. But he's fantastic. And Jay White, he needed this win. Both of them really needed the win, but Jay White really needed this win to keep the momentum going for his, his height or the endurance that he has going on as far as him being in AEW, because, people were saying, "Oh, they waste his time." You got different talks and stuff like that, but Jay White needed this. So Jay White ends up winning. He was clean cut Jay White then. Yeah. But he was there. He was there. So you had that. He ends up getting his 6 points, which he needed. He needed his win so he could still be up in the running for the finals. You never know how it would go. Okay, so moving on to Rampage, because we had a Continental Classic match on Rampage. It was Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia, like I said, he's a great in-ring wrestler. He's a professional wrestler, and he's also a great entertainer. And he kept up with Bryan Danielson like I knew he would, because Daniel Garcia, when he puts his mind to it, and he's young, and he was in the ROH pure matches, for goodness sake. So, it speaks for himself. And he came up short, but it's not the end for him. He still has a chance. He has one more chance, actually. So Bryan Danielson picks up his win to move forward for the blue team, starting off for the blue team. So Daniel Garcia has one more chance. And if he loses, then he is out as far as being in the finals for the Continental Classic. Okay, so it's not the end. This is actually a story for Daniel Garcia, transitioning from being a sports entertainer to a professional wrestler. So it's not the end. So we're gonna move on to AEW Collision Continental Classic. It was Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston. We saw this match. Of course, we knew this was going to be a 10 out of 10. They hate each other. They show it in the ring. They show brutality. It got ugly. It got real. It got technical. It got real physical. I enjoyed this match. It kept me on my feet. I wasn't shocked by the ending because, Eddie Kingston beat Claudio. And it was just a great dynamic. And I knew this time Claudia was going to pick up that win. Eddie Kingston needed this win. But I just, great match overall. So we have that. And then moving on, we had Andrade versus Bryan Danielson. Very, very brutal as well. This is a brutal match. Andrade, he had to play a little dirty in this. It was technical, but he played dirty. He did whatever it took to pick up the upset. People thought that Bryan Danielson was going to have this in the bag, but this was a win that Andrade needed as far as being in AEW and in this Continental Classic. So Eddie's been so... You just don't like Eddie Kingston. You just don't like him. That's why you're saying that. But we had that going. Where was I at? Oh yeah, Bryan Danielson and Andrade. Andrade had to win. He had to play dirty. He dug in the his injury eye and did whatever it took to win. It almost won into a draw because the time limit was running down, but it was very hard hitting. It was very physical. Like I said, it was something that Andrade needed. So Andrade picked up his 6 points for the blue team. So far, Brody King is leading for the blue team. So we'll see what it looks like in Texas because they will be here in Texas. Dynamite, it will be so far. Hold on, y'all know I gotta pull up my notes. But for Dynamite in Dallas, it will be Swerve versus Moxley. It will be Jay Lethal versus Rouge, and it will be Jay White versus Mark Briscoe. So that is going to be really, really good. I am so jealous because I got to work overtime, so I wasn't able to make it. But I am going to Collision, so I'm curious to see the Collision card. I hope it's a great card since I'm stepping out with my sister to Collision on Saturday, okay? Don't let me down. So that is the Continental Classic. So, yeah, so far, Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal are out as far as winning for the finals. Daniel Garcia has one more chance. So if he loses Saturday, that's it for him. Okay, so he needs to win. So we'll see how this goes and where this goes. Okay, so moving on to women business.
This is what you need to do. You need to stay out of women business.
Women business. So women business, as you can see, y'all can tell it's shifted a little bit. The energy is shift is brand new, it's fresh. We're seeing fresh faces, we're seeing new faces, and we're seeing different rivalries. We're not relying on the same people. So they're trying it out. They're testing the waters. So Dynamite, we had the AEW's Women's Championship match. It was Toni Storm versus Sky Blue. Great match between the two ladies. Really, really great. I enjoyed the match between the two. I'm liking Sky Blue new image. She's getting better. She's getting more comfortable and she's finding her pace. And I'm just enjoying seeing her growth since she's been in AEW, since she's been signed, since she's been on TV. You can see her constant growth. And then Toni Storm as the face of the women's division, as the champion. Love what she does. I love when it goes to black and white before she does the hip, the hip drop or whatever. That's really great, really entertaining. This whole character that she's doing, this whole losing it, 30s super, movie star Marilyn Monroe thing. It works for her. Toni Storm is pretty, great wrestler. She can tussle with the best of them. and it works. She's a pretty girl. So we'll see where this leads off for the champion reign for Tony Storm. So let's see where this goes. Also, women business, Riho, our girl, she returned. It's good to see her. I love seeing her. She returned, and it looks like she wants a shot at the belt. So we don't know. We may see a challenge between the first, AEW Women's Champion versus Tony Storm. So we'll see how that goes. Also on Rampage, we had Abandon versus Trish Adora. You could say it was a squash match. It wasn't really because Trish Adora was able to debut her skills, even though she signed to ROH. Hopefully they use her in AEW main card, but if not, she's been booked at ROH, and of course she's been in Japan as well. Just showing Abandon, because people have been wanting to see Abandon on TV more. Abandon's character, I want to respect they pronoun. So that's why I'm saying they, because the pronouns, you got to respect people's pronouns. So they, how do I say it? People been wanting to see they on TV. So we're finally seeing Abandon on TV more. Y'all, I'm country, my accent. Y'all, that's why I had said, I tweeted earlier, I'm about to say it, don't laugh, but the Boomaye. I don't know if I'm saying that shit right, but that's how I've been saying it. I was like, Boomaye. Like, I'm saying, I'm like, Boomaye. My accent. Charge my heart, not my mind. Boomay. That's on Boomaye. I think that's how he said. But yeah, so Abandon took they win at Rampage, and as soon as the win happened, the lights go out, and then Julia Hart makes a second appearance on Abandon's match. So Julia Hart is letting it be known, like, I'm issuing you a challenge. And this is this is new. It's something fresh. It's something there, like, two spooky people. One is the Undertaker, one is a zombie, and starting a whole little scary match, spooky, scary match or whatever. I don't know. But we had that happen. So I'm curious to see where Julia Hart's reign will go starting in 2024. But I'm excited. They're trusting her. She has improved in the ring and as a character, and the fans are behind her. They sing her song when she coming out, the devil's music, as my granny would say. So moving on to women business, we have Collision. It was Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Martinez, and they built it up last week when they were showing their promos, and also when Mercedes Martinez interfered in the Chris Statlander and things like that. So the match between Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Martinez was really, really good, and everything. So we had that going on. It was very strong style. I enjoyed those two. They have great dynamic against each other. And then, of course, Willow picks up the win, but Mercedes, attacked her. Diamante interfered. And then Chris Statlander came out, of course, to defend her friend. We don't know. We may see a women's tag street fight. And I'm excited for that because I trust all four of those women. Mercedes Martinez being an part of Collision is good, especially for the women's division. We need a little bit more women on Collision, as well as Dynamite, because we want to see more than one woman on the card. So hopefully in 2024 that changes. But the fresh new start, we're starting seeing, like I said, new rivalries, new things happening in the women business. And I'm enjoying it because we're not trusting the same people. So everything is cope and steady. So Also, even though she's not a wrestler, I want to talk about CJ Perry as a manager. She's part of women business because she's a woman, and she's a manager. So I think she's probably been more successful as a manager so far than Miss Guerrero. So that's just me. I'm enjoying what she's doing. You can tell she's still a little nervous a little bit because she's just on her own and trying this new type of character, trying this new way, but she's putting her own in it. Even though the storyline between her and her husband, I mean, I get it, but it's just like, do we care? That's just my whole thing. That's my only if. I'm like, do we care? Really? Not really. I don't know. I don't know. But my women business of the week, I'm giving it to Mercedes Martinez this week. And I know, like, well, why her? Mercedes Martinez, like I said, she brings a different energy. She brings a different rawness to a collision. I'm eager to see what they will put her in 2024 as far as like on collision, as far as in AEW. I want to see her more. I like her as a heel because we need more good heels. We don't need just heels, good heels. And Mercedes Martinez is a good heel because she can wrestle, and she's, like I said, she's raw, she's rough, and you need that for collision. So Mercedes Martinez is my women business of the week. Okay, so um, before we get started, I just want to play y'all a song for all my people out there. Play it, play it.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
I ain't heard nothing. I ain't hear nothing. Nobody called and told me nothing. And if you're 49 fans, we're not talking to you. I'm not talking to you, okay? Not talking to you. Hey, everybody that just came in. Y'all came in right on time because we're about to get started on the countdown to All Elite Geeks Awards show. Earlier, I went over the Continental Classic and also Women Business. So we're going to get into the countdown to All Elite Geeks Award, which is next Monday. Next Monday is awards. I'm going to have the guests, which I'll reveal to at the end of the show. It's going to be a fun time. So this give it time to kind of reflect on the people that's nominated and things like that for today. So, I want to just, give my flowers and extend and just, have y'all refresh our memory on the year of AEW. I know people just, seem like, yeah, they had a hiccups, it had its ups and downs in AEW. Like, what wrestling company doesn't? Um, but it's some people that had a really good 2023 in AEW. So we just gonna have, show our little appreciation and just doing my little countdown. Every show needs a countdown to the award show. So the first of she is the most nominated on the awards for that's coming up next Monday. I want to shed light to Willow Nightingale. She's the most nominated on the All Elite Geeks Awards this year. This year she was the New Japan Strong Women's Champion. She was the first. She won the Women's Owen Hart Tournament. She had probably one of the best matches of the year against Athena, and her merch sales. So Willow Nightingale really had a great 2024 to me, in my opinion, especially for the women's division. I know, women's division caused so much happen, but overall, you cannot discredit Willow's Nightingale reign, her, what she brought to the table as far as a woman's wrestler in AEW. She had a great year, fantastic year. So we'll see more of her. So it's okay. Sometimes, you have that spotlight, but she will always have that spotlight, no matter if, she has to level to the back and then get back. But overall, Willow Nightingale, great year. And like I said, she is the most nominated um, at the second annual All Elite Geeks Awards, which is next Monday. Another person that also had a fantastic year in 2023, of course, it was Orange Cassidy. He had 31 title defenses. He had a lot of media features. He was on SBN a couple of times. You saw him everywhere, actually. He stayed in the top 5 merch sellers of 2023. He's super over with the fans. Orange Cassidy had a great 2023 year, especially as an international champion. And he had people that once couldn't stand his character, didn't get his character, or didn't like him, became fans of him because he can wrestle. Like he showed, he don't say much. He just shows everything in the ring. Like I said, he stayed in the top 5 merch sellers in AEW. He was always there, top 5. Either he was 1 or he was 3 or he was 2 or he was 1. Like he stayed in that top 5. People was buying his merch. You see people in the audience dressed as him, a jean jacket and some shades, no matter the race, especially kids. You saw a bunch of little kids dressed up as Orange Cassidy. So Orange Cassidy had a great year, and he is the most nominated male in the second annual All Elite Geeks Awards, which is next Monday. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep promoting it. I don't care. So Orange Cassidy, very, very good. Had a great, great year. Another great year for a person, he had a nasty injury, he had to get repaired. He was like Goku in the chamber. He had to rebuild. It was Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega had a great, great year. He returned to New Japan. He won the IWGP United States Champion. It was like he came back like he never left. He had 5-star matches, the most 5-star matches. Well, one of, not the most because it was Will Ospreay, but he had 5-star matches. It's just like he wasn't attached to glue, tape, and prayer. Like Kenny Omega came back better than ever. It's Kenny Omega. He was just, he just showed like why he is the Omega of wrestling, because he is. So Kenny Omega had a great, great high year. So another person that had a great, great year, when things happen, he's always called upon to lead the way, to fix it, to re-image and just fix the errors and be a leader. And that person was Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley had a great 2023 as far as being a leader. He led that hiccup between Adam Page and CM Punk, and Moxley stepped in to kind of re-hands that for Adam Page when he started that reign with him for Revolution and things like that. So he stepped up, as a great leader should. And Jon Moxley did an amazing job with that, guiding Yuta and just being there for Bullet Club and just passion. Like I always say, passion. He was the passion person. So Jon Moxley had a great 2023. Of course, he was number 3 for the PWI along with his old faction, the Shield. They was 1, 2, and 3. Just doing good as far as his personal life, being sober for his daughter and just stepping up as a man and also as a leader. So Jon Moxley definitely had a great year. Another person that had a great, fantastic year, she came back from her injury. She came back stronger than ever. She put the division on her back. Of course, it was Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander had an amazing year in her return, just challenging. And even though, her title reign may have not had a story, but she had 14 title defenses since she's been TBS champion. And she was a leader in that locker room. You could tell the dynamic change once she was TBS champion. Speaking highly of everybody, just showing love to everybody, and just showing that she's more than a woman in the ring. Women gave their best when Chris Statlander is in the ring, and that just says a lot about her, and that says a lot how much they respect her as a wrestler and as a person, because wrestling is a song and dance. Jade Cargill, when she left, she gave Chris Statlander a long hug. Chris Statlander wished her well. She's a classy person. She's a nice, kind person. Nobody really say anything bad about Chris Statlander. But yes, she added the prestige to the TBS Women's Champion. She dropped it to Julia Hart. And hopefully in 2024, we see her do some more things. And some more, it doesn't stop at the TBS Women's Champion. They probably have more in store for Chris Statlander if they want her to be a part of. Titles don't make the wrestler. She can still have a good run. I mean, Kenny Omega is not champion. He's showing why he's the god of wrestling. Chris Statlander can go on a reign to help have story in the women's division, because that's what we desperately need. You don't have to have a title to have a meaningful story, So let's see where this take her. And last but not least, of course, I want to shed some light on that had a great 2023. Now, this person, I want to say he relied on his failures. Like, okay, if this is not working, let me try this. This is not working, let me try this. And then just started learning from his mistakes. And that person, to me, in my opinion, is Swerve Strickland. His 2023 really picked up. He learned from certain things that's not working. It looked good on paper, but it's not working. And he acknowledging that, as, it takes a lot of, it takes a hungry person to understand, okay, this shit ain't working. Let me try this shit. This not working. Let me try this. And the Mongol Embassy with Prince Nana, it hit. It was gold. And then just using his creativity and then also his in-ring skills. He's starting to put his money where the mouth is. Like, I want to be, he keeps saying, I want to be the first Black champion. And they're testing him of, because unfortunately for minorities in wrestling, you want to be that guy, you have to work 10 times harder. So that's what's currently happening. And he's proving, and you can tell that, they're getting ready to send him, put that rocket ship on him. We're seeing it happen in real time. It's just all about everybody just got to be patient for it, because like I said previously, I want him to win from a worthy person and not nobody like MJF. No shade. What he say? Yeah, that's true. That's true. But so yeah, we have those people I feel like had a great. No, of course it was a lot more people that had a great year, but I didn't want to get too much into it because the awards is next week. This is just a countdown, just to kind of just highlight some folks. Just how a countdown go. Y'all know how a countdown goes. So y'all will see, because we'll be all day if I was doing that. We ain't. So I want to shed some light on the underdogs of 2023 at AEW. It was some underdogs too that people was just like, or they just like, I want to see more of. That was delivering each time. First things first, in my opinion, the underdogs, I want to give it to Aussie Open. I felt like when they came in the tag division, they added that spark back just a little bit more, because we know it was getting diluted because of people deciding who they want to face and who they wasn't going to face. And then when Aussie Open came in, it's just like now they sort of had to work, because you got these young dudes, they outdoing y'all and they just deliver it each time. And then of course Kyle Fletcher, with the injury of his partner, Kyle Fletcher stepped up tremendously as a solo star, as a solo wrestler, debuting his skills. Been the underdog. He's been delivering 5-star matches against whoever his opponent at a young age. He's destined for greatness. He's literally the future. And from what I've seen him do so far, for him to be so young, the sky is the limit for Kyle Fletcher. He's going to be, in my opinion, Kyle Fletcher is going to be the one that's like how we're talking about Will Ospreay pretty soon. So Aussie Open was definitely like an underdog in 2023. Also in 2023, this is another person I feel like was an underdog. They delivered each time. They was there. whether if it was on Rampage, Collision, or Dynamite, big or small, or to help somebody look presentable, was Trent Beretta. Trent Beretta um, delivered every single time, especially for the mid card division. And he was another underdog. He was there just showing how tough and how concrete somebody can be to get prepared for whatever they're getting prepared for, whether it's not him, but they just faced him to get ready for the next person, whether it's Kenny Omega or whether it's for MJF or whether it's for somebody, they always went to Trent Beretta. So he was another one of those underdogs of 2023 as well, especially coming back from that neck injury and things like this. So Trent Beretta has definitely been very, very good. Yeah. Chuck Z is going to be out for a minute. All right, another person that I feel like was very, very an underdog in 2023. He made history himself, and he's always relied on too. He's always called upon. When all things fall, you always rely on this person, and it is Penta El Zero Miedo. You always trust him. Penta's always going to deliver. So he's been one of the underdogs in 2023 as well. He made history being the first Lucha Libre at Wembley Stadium, wrestling at Wembley Stadium in front of 80K. He made that history, and he's a veteran and a businessman, obviously. So you can, hey, Smart, hey, y'all. So you can't give Penta. Penta delivered in 5-star matches too. He's just like Trent Beretta, like get people prepared for this or to see if they are capable of being this, this, and this, and this. They're like the test people. Trent and Penta are like the test. And I like them when they into it with each other too. So you got to give it to Penta. Penta is trusted upon too. Another person I feel like was an underdog in 2023 when she got here. Veteran, I've been known of her since AAA, and that is Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie, she added her wisdom to the women's division as far as in ring wise. Another smart signing, and she's capable of because you need that. I've always said you need like a Natalie in the locker room, and Taya Valkyrie is the perfect person because she is a veteran. She's she's been out because she's been in Mexico because she is a luchadora per se. So she's not just committed to AEW, but she's a great veteran for the women's business and the women's division. She's a great heel. She's a great baby face. She's been there, done that. So she is another underdog to me in 2023, especially for women's business. So you got to give it up for Taya Valkyrie. I'm giving her flowers. And last but not least, who I felt like was the underdog of 2023 was Claudio Castagnoli. When Claudio came into AEW, he's one of those, he ain't got to say much. He's a great wrestler. He was ROH world champion. He delivers in different elements. He's there. He, great adding to BCC. He's like a big hit dog, hit man or whatever. But Claudio he definitely had a great 2023 being the underdog. Like he doesn't have to be. Claudio is one of those wrestlers. He can be champion. That's going to be cool too. But he doesn't necessarily have to be champion to be great or to be considered one of the greats or to not be mentioned at all. He's always going to be mentioned because he's a great wrestler. So Claudio is definitely a great underdog. He was definitely an underdog for 2023. And so, 2023 is ending in like 2-3 weeks. And y'all know I'm going to be out and stuff like that. So 2024, is coming up. The New Year's coming up. And, when the New Year come up, we have our resolutions. We have things that we want to improve on. We have things that we want to see. So in 2024, it's different people we want to see shine. And like I always say, wrestling is all about the balance. Yes, it's going to transition and you're getting ready for the new people to take over. And then when that's over with, you're getting ready for the new. Like it's a pattern. You leave for a little bit and then you just fade a little bit, and it's all a rotation. It's a group effort. So not all the time. Some people are not going to stay the top dog a whole bunch of time. Sometimes that top dog got to fall back a little bit and help build this and this and this. That is teamwork. It's all about the teamwork. So in 2024, I wouldn't mind, of course, to get they shine on in 2024. Of course, Swerve Strickland. They've been building him. Obviously, they're gonna put the rocket on him soon. They hinting it. Adam Page said that you're not gonna get what's mine. Bits and pieces is being there. It's being there. So don't be surprised. Probably by the fall, we see a new crown champion. I'm not going to say spring or I'm not going to say summer. I'm going to say they probably going to jump that ship right in the fall a little bit. So that also in 2024, Will Ospreay, since he's going to be signed to AEW, I wouldn't be surprised they will put him, put that rocket shit on him right away. But even though he's not going to stay in the States, but I still feel like the summer and like the summer fallish is going to be Will Ospreay's era. Yeah. Like the summer fall is just Will Ospreay, and then he'll go back home and do his thing a little bit and then come back because he's not staying in the States. Black excellent. Yeah. Next up, I feel like they still, they're going to still trust him, especially in Collision. It's going to be Jay White. Jay White is still going to shine in 2024, especially in Collision, because he is Collision. And it's going to be fire. They probably have some dope things in store for Jay White. So it's not the end for him. It's not the end. But I feel like they're going to add some people to Collision because everybody can go to Collision. But I feel like now with Jay White being the face of Collision, in my opinion, it's going to be some dope stuff for him in store for him. So 2024 is looking very Jay White era because we're still in the Jay White era, as he say. Next up in 2024, of course, I think Daniel Garcia is going to have a big year. We're getting to that point because he's losing in this Continental Classics, but it's going to build him up to be a professional wrestler, what he set out to be at first. And I think that's what we're getting at. So I feel like he may be our new Owen Hart tournament winner in 2024. I wouldn't be surprised if they give him that in 2024. So Daniel Garcia is looking like he's going to have a pretty decent year in 2024. Also in 2024, now I feel like she's going to lose the belt come this weekend because she's going to be added back to that main card. I feel like it's going to be a great 2024 for Athena. I feel like Athena's going to come back to the AEW main card in the women's division. Whether it'll be Collision or Dynamite, she's going to be added back and add that dominance in the women's division because, people complain that they couldn't see her in ROH because they didn't have the subscription or they want to see her on cable. Well, we're going to see if you really did unless you was just talking. So that would be the big test when she's finally on TV. Will y'all support her like y'all saying that y'all been wanting to do? Oh, okay, so next up on my list, she's saying she's ready, and I feel like she is going to come back in 2024. And when she comes back, it's definitely going to be a good year for her. It's going to be Thunder Rosa, in my opinion. When she returns back, she's not injured anymore. She's been practicing. She's been, in the ring. She's saying that they haven't had anything creative for her yet. But I feel like she's just probably saying that because she's coming back in 2024 at the right time. and it's going to be a big year for her, a redemption year for her with everything that she has been through. So 2024 will be a good year for Thunder Rosa. Okay. Also in 2024, the TBS Women's Champion, I'm eager to see what they would do with Julia Hart. I feel like Julia Hart will have another big year, because she is already starting off new for the TBS Women's Champions reign. Maybe they will start adding a story. Since Chris Statlander didn't have a story with her defenses, they will try a story with this one. So we'll see. But I really do feel like she will have a great year in 2024. We'll see how creative her character and the transition into everything for Julia Hart. So, hey. So we'll see how her 2024 go. Also in 2024 for me, Kip Sabian. I feel like Kip Sabian will have a good 2024 as well. Hear me out. Not the BTE, it's New Dark Order now, but he has been with Dark Order a lot lately. It would be perfect if he is the leader of Dark Order. I feel like that will fit him because he's funny. If y'all didn't see that, they was reacting the Montreal screw job, the behind the scenes, it was so funny. You should see it. But Kip Sabian will have a great 2024. But I would say have the Dark Order, have him be the leader of the Dark Order. It works. If you see like their engagement and how, their dynamic, I feel like it works. They can still be the goofy heelish like they once were when Brody Lee was alive. It can still be that way and still be a little bit intimidating. So, and last but not least, who will have a great 2024? Of course, when he returned, and I talk about him all the time, he's the chosen one, Jack Perry. Jack Perry is going to have a great 2024. He just trademarked Jungle Boy. So he's going to come back. He's going to have a great year because, he's a savior. He is the chosen one. He sacrificed himself. So, we can get the bad apples up out of here. He is the pillar of the pillars. Y'all going to respect Jack Perry. He's going to let y'all know why Jack Perry is a pillar. So Jungle Boy Jack Perry is going to have a great 2024 when he returns. So that is my review. So of course, next Monday, like I've been promoting, next Monday is the Keeks AEW second annual awards. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. Great time. It's the 18th. That's the wrong flyer. Well, not the wrong flyer. It was just the wrong date when I that flyer, but that's okay. It's the 18th. We're gonna have some guests on here. They don't know who winning. Everybody's reaction is their natural reaction. Of course, Drip is gonna be here. Banks is gonna be here. Yes, I drag Banks. Banks will be here. I'm having Lyric on and also CJ from Public Enemy. So they all are gonna be here next week to give their live reactions. It's gonna be funny. Somebody might walk out again. I don't know. But it's gonna be lots of can't even talk. It's gonna be lots of fun, y'all. So make sure you tune in. Next Monday is gonna be a party. And of course the monologue, which I'm gonna post it to my Instagram. I'm not reading all of that, but of course it's written by Hearts from Talk of Champions. She wrote this beautiful monologues and bio, a little bit of bio on Jeff Jarrett, because that's who I am giving my Lifetime Achievement Award to, is Jeff Jarrett. And it will be posted on my page and of course on Instagram and of course on Public Enemy, so you can read it for yourself. But it's written by a Black woman. It's written by Heart. So we're honoring Jeff Jarrett. This theme, of course, it was filmed. That's why every graphic has been like film-like. But what tricky? Yeah, I get Banks is coming back. Yeah, I dragged him by his ear. Yeah, so Banks will be here. Like I said, Drip, Banks, Lyric, and CJ. So they will all be here next Monday for the awards. Their natural reactions is their reaction. They don't know. The only person that knows is me. And I made the decisions. It took me weeks. It took me months. It took me studying. It took me like. But if you're mad at the winners, you just gonna be mad. I'm just be like, I don't know what to tell you. So they might get mad. You know, if you saw it last year, y'all saw when they walked out when FTR was tag team champions. So when they won tag team of the year, you saw how they walked out. So you don't know. Y'all never know. So make sure y'all tune in next Monday for real, because it's going to be a good time. And then after next Monday, taking a 3-week break, because of course next Monday after that is Christmas. Then the Monday after that is New Year's, and then the Monday after that, just got to get your mind together. And, you know, because the Monday after the 8th, that's my baby sister's birthday. So I don't want to be, I ain't going to be emotionally there. I already know that. So I'll be back on the 15th. January 15th, we will return after the awards, and we'll be back. It'll be better than ever. Give you a great season, and we're going to come on this 2024 right. It's going to be a great season. We're going to come up in here right. I have plans. I'm still getting my creativity together. I'm still getting it together in my mind on how I'm going to do it this year and things like that. So, So just charge my heart, not my mind. But after the awards, which is the 18th, I won't return until the 15th. So I will be here on the 15th. So I'm not doing a pay-per-view review, but you can catch me on other people's stuff. Like I know Lyric has something coming up in, so just, be on the lookout for that. I will still be guest on other people's stuff around that time. But for All Elite with Keeks, 3-week break, I'll be back on the 15th for a new season. And we're going to get that party started right. But next Monday, y'all be on here on time, okay? On time, because I will start announcing the pre-show awards by 8:15. No later than, okay? I'm on time. So by 8:15, y'all better be on here, because if you miss who win, you miss who win. But, of course, I will post them all, who all are the winners and stuff like that, just in case if you missed the show. But next Monday, 8 o'clock, no later than 8:15. That's when I'll get the party started at 8:15. Probably no later than 8:20. I will get the party started, okay? So make sure you don't miss it. Great nominations. We'll see who wins. We'll see who take home the big trophies. Best male wrestler, best female wrestler, best male match, best female match, and best tag team, and best moment, and just things like that. You don't want to miss the reaction. You don't want to miss who wins the award. Maybe your favorite, may not. So make sure you tune in next Monday. We will be here. And before I get away, can you play the song one more time?
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
Yes, 8:15 Central. So 9:15 Eastern time, 8:15 Central. And that's on Boomaye. I know I'm saying it wrong. That's on Boomaye. Right? I think I'm saying it. Boomaye. Boomaye. I don't know. But make sure you tune in next Monday. Now, y'all have a good night. Sleep tight and hit my getaway.
You've mentioned a couple names recently. Who were they?
Listen, man. They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
Thanks.